Hello, techies, and welcome to this ultimate guide to landing a high paying tech job in 2025. Now, when you talk about tech domain, there are various sub-sectors within it, all right? And if you talk about types of roles, there are 60 plus types of major roles in tech domain. Now, which one of this you can choose and become like expert in it? So let's talk about the top three subsectors within tech domain which are going to be in highlight in 2025 and will assure that you land a job as well as a high paying one at that in 2025. Now, the first and foremost, can anyone guess it? Yep, it's AI and ML. Obviously, this domain is going to be in highlight in 2025. We are seeing massive strides, massive developments, improvements in this domain. And yeah, let's take a look at some infographics to better understand. There are currently 16,000 plus open AI/ML jobs. And if you look at the chart, it doesn't take an expert to understand that it's only going up from here. All right. See that massive peak in 2024, spike in the demand. These are open jobs, by the way. All right. The that are not currently filled in at top AI/ML companies. All right. Next up, what are the various job categories? So, like data science and machine learning, engineering, software engineering, basic operations and program manager, sales, data analytics, research as well. Everything. All types of roles are available within AIML job category. So, if you are someone that likes, suppose, research, there are currently 544 top. Not currently, actually, this data is from August 2024. The report is from August 2024. But yeah, get the gist. If you are someone who likes research, then there is a role at top companies for you. So yeah, this sector is pretty good. And finally, here are the top 10 most common tech slash tools mentioned in the job description. First and foremost is your Python. No one is surprised with that. All right, Python and AML are just hand in hand at this moment. All right. Then there is LLM, AWS, C++, SQL, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Spark, Google Cloud, Kubernetes. All right. Now, if you just take these 10 skills and become good at that, it won't just make sense. All right. Let's take a look at the most what you can say standard approach at becoming a good AIML specialist. All right. The very first core skill that you require is programming. Become proficient in Python, focus on libraries like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and scikit-learn. All as well as that, you require mathematics, a good core skill in mathematics. All right, strong understanding of linear algebra, calculus, probability, and statistics. Now, why do you need that? Because once you are past the most common use cases, which can be solved using inbuilt models of scikit-learn, you will have to develop your own models. At that time, a strong understanding of mathematics is going to help you. Next up are the algorithms. Deep knowledge of machine learning algorithms like decision trees, neural networks, clustering, and reinforcement learning. Next up, data manipulation. Expertise in data cleaning, pre-processing, and transformation using tools like pandas and numpy. Now, I have worked at my fair share of AML projects, and trust me when I say this, data manipulation is the major part of any AML project. All right. How do you take this raw data and convert it into something that's meaningful so that your model is that much clearer? All right. Understand this. As clean and precise as your data, your model is gonna become that much better. Okay. Next up is deep learning. Understanding architectures like CNN, RNN, GAN, and transformers. Transformers are what is being currently used in AI industry. All right. GPT is your transformer only. It's a very this complex form of transformer, but nevertheless, it is transformer based on transformer architecture itself. So if you are planning on working in this domain, you need to understand this architectures. Next up, big data tools. Familiarity with Hadoop, Spark, and distributed systems. And finally, you are gonna need experience with cloud-based ML tools as well. AWS SageMaker is the prominent one in this category of cloud services. That's why, if you remember, in top 10 skills, the third one was AWS. This is the reason why AWS SageMaker is being used widely in AIML industry. Okay. And next up is a problem solving skill. All right. You need to be able to identify business problems and apply AML solutions effectively. All right. That's it. These are the core skills that you'll need to learn to become somewhat good in AML. Next up, you'll need to do bunch of projects as well. You can participate in the competitions hosted on Kaggle. You can go through models on Hugging Face. You can host your own models on Hugging Face, see what people have to say about that. If you are willing to commit yourself to AML domain, then these are the approaches that you need to take. Anyways, the second domain, which is gonna make massive strides in 2025, is cybersecurity analysts and engineers. This domain, as you know, the world is becoming less peaceful, and cyber wars are the next type of wars that are happening. All right. And yeah, that's why there is a massive demand for security analysts. And this can be your chance to land a high paying job in it. Now, if we talk about locations, Bangalore and Pune are among the top 10 locations for jobs related to cybersecurity domain. And mind you, these job listings that you see over here are at only the top companies. So, yeah, if you take a look at the companies as well, Palo Alto Networks, CrowdStrike, Zscaler, these are the companies that you must have heard of. CrowdStrike being the latest one, I would say, because of that whole Microsoft crash. But yeah, even Zscaler and Palo Alto Networks are mass hiring in India, I would say. So if you develop skills in cybersecurity analyst domain, you're for sure to land at least a job in cybersecurity field. And if you become proficient in it, then a high paying one, I guess. Now, the skills that you are going to need, first and foremost, is the network security. Knowledge of firewalls, VPNs, IDP, IDS, IPS, and network protocols, TCP, IP, DNS, etc. Next up is your threat analysis, understanding of malware analysis, phishing tactics, and attack vectors. Now, some of you might not be understanding all these words are. It's all right. If you are interested in this domain, there are a bunch of roadmaps as well at roadmap.sh, if I remember correctly. You can check that out as well. Anyways, next up, encryption. Expertise in cryptographic protocols and algorithms, SSL, TLS, RSA, AES. Now, when we talk about encryption, the ones listed over here are the ones that will help you understand and get into this encryption field. All right. But mind you, you need to go deeper. Okay. With rise in supercomputers, it's only a matter of time before these all encryptions become useless, right? So keep on looking for research papers, blogs, anything you can get your hands on, which are researching on advanced techniques that supercomputers might not be able to crack. All right. But yeah, for the starting purposes, these are your go-tos. Next up, you need to become familiar with standards like GDPR, HIPAA, and ISO 27001. Basically, yeah, if the data is being stored, is it being stored securely? That's the entire goal. I- Like we hear every day in news, this company's data was leaked, that company's data was leaked. So, like, you have to keep your data secure in today's world, or else these all standards only will be applied to you and cases will be filed against the company. All right. Next up is SIEM tools, proficiency in tools like Splunk, QRadar, and ArcSight for monitoring security events. Next up, penetration testing. Skills in ethical hacking using tools like Metasploit, Kali Linux, and Burp Suite. Now, you might ask, cybersecurity, and then we also need to learn ethical hacking. Understand this. What are you defending, securing your any company or product against? Cybersecurity, like hackers, right? So you need to understand ethical hacking. Like you need to do perform penetration testing on your own products to realize where are the gaps in your security so that you can patch them up. The sitting from the defender's side and taking a look at it won't give you the entire picture. So yeah, you need to have a good core skill in penetration testing as well. Next up is basic programming, like basic scripts in Python, PowerShell, or Bash to automate security tasks. And yeah, that's it for the cybersecurity domain. Next up, the third domain. Any guesses? This domain has been here for a while in the industry and a massive one to say, but it's still going to be a massive one in 2025 as well. Now, if you guessed cloud computing, then you were correct. Okay. Cloud computing specialists like cloud architects and engineers. This domain is going to shine in 2025 as well. If you just take a look at the numbers of job opening currently, just take a look at that. 35,000 open jobs at top tech companies. Okay. All this data I'm using from is from trueup.io. You can check it out yourself. But yeah, take a look at that. 35,000 job openings. Like if you become proficient in this domain, you are sure to get a job, land a job. And for the audience which are watching this video from India, check out the locations for the job. Okay. Here are the top 10 locations. Second position after remote is Bangalore, India. Next up, if you look at sixth, it's Hyderabad. If you look at ninth, New Delhi. If you look at 10th, Pune. So for my Indian techies, cloud computing is your go-to now. Okay. Now let's talk about the core skills that you need in cloud computing. First and foremost one, cloud for platforms. Obviously, these are the three giants in cloud computing, AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Pick any one of them and become proficient in it. Okay. Like you can check out all three of them, compare between them, but become proficient at any one of them. All right. For each individual one of them, the products offered by them are massive. The product range. That's why. So become proficient with one first. Then if you in like think of moving on to the next one, you can go ahead. It's up to you. Anyways, the next core skill that you're going to need is infrastructure as code. Experience with tools like Terraform, Ansible, and Cloud Formation. These are very essential tools in cloud industry. Containerization, proficiency in Docker, Kubernetes, and container orchestration. The industry is moving from monolithic architecture to microservices based architecture. All right. And one of key components of microservice based architecture is containerization. So you need to have you need this core skill. That's why it's core skill, I would say. Next up is understanding security. Okay. Understanding of cloud specific security practices, including IAM and encryption. There are companies based around IAM. Okay. Like recently, Arkan visited our college, and one of their main products is IAM services. Okay, so you need to have core skill in IAM. You need to have a core skill in cloud security. IAM and encryption are like just a part of it. Next up is networking, knowledge of virtual networks. load balancers, and DNS within cloud ecosystems. Now, container orchestration and like there is overlap between networking and container orchestration. But yeah, get the knowledge of both of them. And DevOps practices. Familiarity with continuous integration, continuous deployment pipelines, and automation tools like Jenkins, GitLab, etc. Database management. Now you might say, huh, what is database doing in cloud? I mean, it's one of the core part of cloud, right? Storing the data. Anyways, experience with cloud-based databases. Example, DynamoDB, BigQuery, SQL by Azure, etc. And yeah, these are the core skills that you'll need to become a good cloud computing specialist and land a high-paying job in this domain. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you take one of the tracks mentioned in the video and develop core skills in that given track. And yeah, if you like the content of this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps me keep going. And also, if you have any doubts, anything else, you can connect with me on LinkedIn or yeah, you can just comment down in the video below and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.